Ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk to you today about a fundamental principle of life that transcends cultures, times, and circumstances. This principle is not just a suggestion, it is a commandment to your soul, an imperative to your existence. The principle is this: always be ready to survive alone. You see, life does not come with guarantees. No one can promise you that there will always be someone beside you, holding your hand, guiding your steps, and lifting you up when you fall. As comforting as that thought might be, it is not the reality we face. The reality is you must be prepared to stand on your own 2 feet, prepared to thrive even when others fall away. The journey of life is unpredictable, and those who succeed are not those who rely on others for their survival, but those who have equipped themselves with the tools, the mindset, and the fortitude to survive no matter the situation. You are the captain of your ship. And though others may join you on your journey, there will be times when the seas get rough, the winds howl, and you will find yourself steering alone. The question today is, are you ready? Are you ready to survive when no one is around? When the applause fades and the accolades are distant, can you still press forward, confident in your own ability to persevere? First, we must understand the importance of self-knowledge. You cannot survive alone unless you truly know who you are. The greatest journeys in life are not external, they are internal. They are journeys into the depths of your soul, into the core of your being. Many people live their entire lives without ever truly knowing who they are. They have no clue what they are capable of, what drives them, what ignites their passion. They float through life, following the crowd, adopting the opinions and beliefs of those around them, but never forming a solid foundation within themselves. To survive alone, you must begin by knowing who you are. What are your values? What is your purpose? What do you stand for, even when no one is watching? These questions are not trivial. They are the very essence of your survival. If you don't know who you are, you will be blown around by the winds of life, dependent on the opinions of others for your direction. But when you know who you are, you become unshakable. There is a profound power in self-awareness. It roots you in purpose, and purpose is the anchor of survival. Without purpose, life becomes a series of random events, a collection of experiences without meaning or direction. But when you have purpose, when you understand why you are here and what you are meant to do, you can endure anything. You can walk through the fire, you can weather the storm, because you know where you're going and nothing can turn you away from your destiny. Surviving alone requires more than just knowledge of self. It requires preparation. You must be prepared, not just for the good times, but for the hard times. There is a myth that life should always be easy, that things should just fall into place. But that is not how the world works. The truth is, life is filled with challenges, obstacles, and unexpected turns. The key to survival is preparation. Are you prepared for the challenges that life will throw at you? Have you taken the time to build the skills, the knowledge, and the resources you need to survive on your own? Preparation is not something that happens overnight. It is a lifelong process. Every day, you must be preparing yourself for the future. Every day, you must be honing your skills, strengthening your mind, and fortifying your spirit. You must be building a foundation that can withstand the storms of life. Many people fail in life, not because they are incapable, but because they are unprepared. They expect success to come easily without effort. They expect others to do the work for them. But those who survive, those who thrive, are the ones who prepare themselves for every eventuality. They are the ones who are ready when the opportunity comes. and ready when the challenge arises. One of the most important aspects of being ready to survive alone is independence. Independence is the cornerstone of survival. It is the ability to stand on your own, to make your own decisions, to rely on your own resources. So, independence is not just about financial freedom, though that is part of it. It is about emotional independence, intellectual independence, and spiritual independence. Emotional independence means that your sense of worth and your sense of peace are not dependent on the approval or validation of others. Too many people tie their happiness to what others think of them. They are constantly seeking validation, constantly looking for approval. But when you are emotionally independent, you know your value, and you don't need anyone else to tell you who you are or what you are worth. You carry that knowledge within you, and it gives you the strength to stand alone. Intellectual independence is equally important. It is the ability to think for yourself, to form your own opinions, to challenge the status quo. In a world where so many people are content to follow the crowd, intellectual independence is rare. But it is essential for survival. If you cannot think for yourself, if you cannot question the world around you, you will be easily led astray. You will be influenced by every new trend, every new idea, without ever stopping to consider whether it aligns with your values, your purpose, and your beliefs. Spiritual independence is the foundation of all other forms of independence. It is the knowledge that your source of strength, your source of hope, comes not from external circumstances, but from within. It is the recognition that there is a higher power at work in your life, guiding you, sustaining you, even when you feel alone. Spiritual independence gives you the ability to stand firm in your faith, even when the world around you is falling apart. One of the most valuable lessons in life is that adversity is not your enemy, it is your teacher. Too often, we view challenges and difficulties as things to be avoided. We pray for an easy life, free of pain and struggle. But the truth is, it is through adversity that we grow. It is through the challenges of life that we develop resilience, the strength to endure, and the ability to survive alone. Adversity is not something to fear, it is something to embrace. It is in the moments of greatest difficulty that you discover what you are truly made of. When everything is falling apart, when it feels like the world is against you, that is when you have the opportunity to rise above. That is when you can prove to yourself and to the world that you are capable of surviving even when you are standing alone. Resilience is not something you are born with, it's something you develop. Every time you face a challenge, every time you overcome an obstacle, you become stronger. You become more capable of surviving the next challenge. But if you run from adversity, if you avoid the hard times, you will never develop the strength you need to survive on your own. Remember, the challenges you face today are preparing you for the victories of tomorrow. Every setback is a setup for a comeback. Every failure is an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to become better. Do not despise the difficulties in your life. They are shaping you into the person you need to be to survive, even when you are standing alone. Discipline is the bridge between intention and execution. It is the difference between wishing for something and achieving it. Those who survive alone understand the power of a discipline. They understand that success does not come from talent alone, it comes from the ability to stay committed, to keep working, even when you don't feel like it. Discipline is what keeps you moving forward when the road gets tough. It is what allows you to push through fatigue, doubt, and fear. Without discipline, you will falter at the first sign of difficulty. You will give up when things get hard, and you will miss out on the rewards that come from perseverance. Self-discipline is especially important when you are surviving alone, because there will be no one to hold you accountable except yourself. there will be no one to push you to keep going, no one to remind you of your goals. You must be your own motivator, your own source of accountability. Discipline is not just about hard work, it is about consistency. It is about showing up every day, even when you don't feel like it. It's about setting standards for yourself and holding to them, even when no one else is watching. Discipline is what turns good intentions into results. Many people have dreams, but few people have the discipline to turn those dreams into reality. And those who survive alone are the ones who have mastered the art of discipline. Self-discipline means setting clear priorities. It means understanding what is important and making the necessary sacrifices to achieve it. It means being willing to say no to distractions, no to comfort, and no to anything that takes you off course. Discipline is about keeping your eyes fixed on the goal and not allowing yourself to be swayed by temporary pleasures or short-term gratifications. When you survive alone, you don't have the luxury of being undisciplined because your survival depends on it. Your ability to stay focused, to stay committed, and to stay on course is what will determine whether you succeed or fail. It is also important to understand that discipline is not a one-time event, it is a daily practice. It is something you cultivate over time. You cannot expect to wake up one day and suddenly be disciplined in all areas of your life. No, it requires daily effort, daily commitment. Every small act of discipline builds on the last one and over time, you create a life that is grounded in purpose, focus, and consistency. And remember, discipline is not about being harsh with yourself. It is about being kind to your future self. It is about doing today what will set you up for success tomorrow. When you discipline yourself, you are investing in your future. You are planting seeds today that will bear fruit in the days to come. If you are going to survive alone, you must also develop mental toughness. Life is not just a physical challenge, it is a mental one. The greatest battles are not fought on the outside, they are fought in the mind. And those who survive are the ones who have trained their minds to be strong, to be resilient, and to be focused. Mental toughness is the ability to keep going, even when your mind tells you to quit. It is the ability to push through pain, to push through doubt, to push through fear. It is the ability to stay calm and focused, even in the face of adversity. Mental toughness is not something that happens by accident. It is something that you develop through intentional practice. To develop mental toughness, you must first learn to control your thoughts. Your mind is a powerful tool, but it can also be your greatest enemy if you don't learn to control it. You must train your mind to focus on what is important, to stay positive even in negative situations, and to push through when things get tough. This requires practice. It requires discipline. One of the best ways to develop mental toughness is through challenge. Put yourself in situations that push you beyond your comfort zone. Take on tasks that are difficult. Push yourself to do things that you don't think you can do. Every time you overcome a challenge, you are training your mind to be tougher, to be more resilient. You are building the mental muscles that will allow you to survive when you are alone. It is also important to develop the habit of positive self-talk. The way you talk to yourself matters. If you constantly tell yourself that you can't do something, that you're not good enough, or that you're going to fail, your mind will believe it. But if you train yourself to speak positively, to encourage yourself, to remind yourself of your strength and your ability, your mind will believe that too. Positive self-talk is one of the most powerful tools you have in developing mental toughness. You must also learn to control your emotions. When you are facing difficult situations, it is easy to let your emotions take over. Fear, anger, frustration, these emotions can cloud your judgment and make it difficult to think clearly. But those who survive are the ones who have learned to control their emotions, to stay calm under pressure, and to make decisions based on logic and wisdom, not on emotion. Self-reliance is one of the most important traits you can develop if you want to survive alone. In a world where so many people depend on others for their success, for their happiness, for their validation, those who are self-reliant are the ones who are truly free. They are the ones who can navigate the challenges of life with confidence because they know that they have within themselves everything they need to succeed. Self-reliance means trusting yourself. It means believing that you are capable of handling whatever comes your way. It means understanding that you are your own greatest resource. When you are self-reliant, you are not waiting for someone else to save you, to fix your problems, or to give you what you need. You take responsibility for your own life and you do what needs to be done. Self-reliance does not mean that you don't need other people. We all need community. We all need support. But it does mean that you are not dependent on others for your survival. You are not waiting for someone else to give you permission to succeed. You are not waiting for someone else to validate your worth. You are not waiting for someone else to solve your problems. You are taking action. You are making decisions. And you are creating the life you want. To be self-reliant, you must develop a strong work ethic. There is no substitute for hard work. Those who survive alone are the ones who are willing to put in the time, the effort, and the energy required to succeed. They are not afraid of hard work because they understand that hard work is the price you pay for independence. Self-reliance also means taking responsibility for your own success. Too many people spend their lives blaming others for their problems, for their failures, for their lack of success. But those who survive alone understand that no one is responsible for their success except themselves. They take ownership of their lives, they take ownership of their decisions, and they take ownership of their future. They don't wait for opportunities to come to them. They go out and create their own opportunities. Another key to surviving alone is the commitment to continuous learning. The world is constantly changing. And those who survive are the ones who are willing to adapt, to grow, and to learn. They understand that knowledge is power, and the more you know, the more equipped you are to navigate the challenges of life. Continuous learning means that you never stop growing. You never stop seeking new knowledge, new skills, new ways of thinking. It means that you are constantly expanding your mind, constantly improving yourself, and constantly pushing yourself to be better. In today's world, information is more accessible than ever before. There are no excuses for not learning. Whether it's reading books, taking courses, or seeking out mentors, there are endless opportunities to expand your knowledge and to develop new skills. But it requires a commitment to growth. It requires a willingness to step outside of your comfort zone and to embrace new challenges. Learning is not just about acquiring new information, it's about applying that information to your life. It's about taking what you've learned and using it to improve yourself, to improve your situation, and to improve the world around you. Those who survive alone are the ones who understand the power of learning, and they are always seeking to grow, to improve, and to become more capable. Surviving alone doesn't mean you're truly alone. There is a deeper dimension to survival that transcends the physical and mental. Faith is your foundation. Faith gives you strength when your strength runs out. Faith gives you hope when circumstances seem hopeless. Faith is the unseen hand that lifts you when you can't lift yourself. Faith is not just about religion or spirituality, though it can be that. It's about a deep, unshakable belief in something greater than yourself. It's about believing that you are not here by accident, that your life has meaning, and that there is a purpose behind every struggle, every challenge, and every triumph. When you have faith, you are never truly alone. There is always a guiding presence, always a sense that you are part of something larger. Faith allows you to survive, not just physically, but spiritually. It allows you to endure the darkest nights, the loneliest days, and the most difficult challenges, because you know that there is a reason for it all. You know that there is a purpose behind the pain, and that the struggle will lead to growth, to strength, and to victory. Faith also gives you the strength to keep going when everything around you is telling you to stop. It gives you the courage to take risks, to step out in faith, and to believe in the impossible. Faith is the fuel that drives you forward when the road is long and the journey is tough. And when you are surviving alone, faith becomes your greatest ally. One of the greatest skills you can develop in life is the ability to adapt. The world is constantly changing, and those who survive are the ones who are able to adjust, to pivot, and to find new ways forward. Adaptability is key to survival because life will not always go according to plan. There will be unexpected challenges, unforeseen obstacles, and circumstances beyond your control. But those who survive are the ones who are able to adapt, to find new solutions, and to keep moving forward. Adaptability is not about giving up on your goals or your values. It's about finding new ways to achieve them. It's about being flexible in your approach while staying firm in your purpose. It's about being willing to change your methods, but not your principles. When you are surviving alone, adaptability is especially important because you don't have the luxury of depending on others to solve your problems. You have to be resourceful. You have to be creative. You have to find new ways to overcome the challenges that life throws at you. This requires a mindset of growth and flexibility. You cannot be rigid in your thinking. You cannot be stuck in one way of doing things. You must be willing to explore new ideas, to try new approaches, and to learn from your failures. Those who survive alone are the ones who are able to adapt, to innovate, and to find solutions when others see only problems. Remember, obstacles are not roadblocks, they are stepping stones. Every challenge you face is an opportunity to grow, to learn, and to become better. Every setback is a setup for something greater. But to take advantage of these opportunities, you must be willing to adapt. You must be willing to change your approach, to think outside the box, and to find new ways to achieve your goals. To survive alone, you must develop a healthy relationship with change. Change is inevitable. It is the only constant in life. Yet many people resist change, holding on to the familiar, the comfortable, and the predictable. But those who survive and thrive are the ones who learn to embrace change. To see it not as a threat, but as an opportunity for growth and evolution. Change can be intimidating because it often requires you to step into the unknown. It forces you out of your comfort zone and challenges you to adapt to new circumstances. But within every change is the potential for something greater. Change stretches you, it teaches you, and it helps you grow into the person you are meant to become. When you are surviving alone, change is not something you can avoid. Life will change whether you want it to or not. People will come and go. Opportunities will appear and disappear. Circumstances will shift in ways you cannot predict. But your ability to embrace change, to flow with it rather than fight against it, will determine whether you survive or succumb to it. Change is a tool for growth. And those who survive alone understand that growth is not optional, it is necessary. If you are not growing, you are stagnating. If you are not adapting, you are falling behind. The world is constantly moving forward, and you must move forward with it. To embrace change, you must cultivate a mindset of openness and curiosity. Be willing to explore new ideas, to try new approaches, and to learn new skills. See change as an adventure, as a journey that will lead you to new heights and new opportunities. When you view change as a positive force in your life rather than something to be feared, you will find that you are able to navigate it with confidence and grace. Another critical aspect of surviving alone is mastering the art of self-reflection. Self-reflection is the process of looking inward, of examining your thoughts, your actions, and your decisions, and assessing whether they align with your goals and values. It is a tool for self-improvement and personal growth. Self-reflection is essential because when you are alone, there is no one else to give you feedback, to point out your blind spots, or to correct your mistakes. You must become your own coach, your own mentor, and your own critic. This requires the ability to look at yourself honestly and objectively, without judgment or defensiveness. Through self-reflection, you gain clarity about who you are and where you are going. You identify your strengths and weaknesses, your successes and failures, and you learn from them. You use this knowledge to make better decisions, to correct your course when necessary, and to continue moving forward toward your goals. Self-reflection is not about dwelling on your mistakes or beating yourself up for your shortcomings. It is about learning and growing. It is about taking responsibility for your life and your actions and using every experience as an opportunity for self-improvement. To practice self-reflection, set aside time each day or each week to reflect on your thoughts and actions. Ask yourself questions like, am I living in alignment with my values? What can I learn from the challenges I face today? How can I improve tomorrow? This simple practice will help you stay grounded, focused, and continuously growing, even when you are surviving alone. Solitude is not the same as loneliness. Loneliness is the feeling of being isolated, of being cut off from others. But solitude is the experience of being alone by choice, of spending time with yourself in a way that nourishes your soul. Solitude is a powerful tool for self-discovery and personal growth, and those who survive alone must learn to embrace it. In solitude, you find clarity. When you are constantly surrounded by noise, whether it's the noise of people, of technology, or of the world around you, it can be difficult to hear your own thoughts. But in solitude, the noise fades away, and you are left with your own mind, your own heart, and your own spirit. This is where true insight and wisdom come from. Solitude allows you to connect with your inner self, to reflect on your life, and to gain a deeper understanding of who you are and what you want. It gives you the space to think deeply, to dream boldly, and to plan your next steps with clarity and intention. Without the distractions of the outside world, you are able to focus on what truly matters to you. Solitude is also a time for renewal. When you are surviving alone, it is easy to become overwhelmed by the demands of life. But solitude gives you the opportunity to rest, to recharge, and to reconnect with your inner strength. It is a time to let go of stress, to quiet your mind, and to find peace in the present moment. The value of solitude cannot be overstated. It is in solitude that you come to know yourself more deeply, that you connect with your purpose more fully, and that you develop the inner strength to survive, even when you are physically alone. One of the most powerful aspects of surviving alone is the freedom to create your own path. When you are no longer dependent on others for your success or your happiness, you have the freedom to live life on your own terms. You are not bound by the expectations of others, by societal norms, or by the limitations that others place on you. You are free to chart your own course and to pursue your own dreams. Creating your own path requires courage. It requires the courage to step away from the crowd, to go against the grain, and to follow your own intuition, even when others don't understand or approve. It requires the courage to take risks, to make mistakes, and to learn from those mistakes without giving up. But with that courage comes the reward of living a life that is authentic, meaningful, and fulfilling. When you create your own path, you are not living for anyone else's approval or validation. You are living for yourself, for your purpose, and for your own vision of what life can be. Creating your own path also means that you are responsible for your own success. You cannot rely on others to make decisions for you or to tell you what to do. You must be proactive, you must be decisive, and you must be willing to take control of your own life. This requires confidence in yourself and in your abilities. It requires a belief in your own potential and a willingness to take responsibility for your own future. Your path may not always be easy, but it will be yours. And that is the greatest gift of all. When you are surviving alone, you have the freedom to create a life that is uniquely your own, a life that is rooted in your values, your passions, and your purpose. You have the freedom to live a life that is true to who you are. One of the most important elements of surviving alone is strengthening your spiritual foundation. Whether you consider yourself religious or not, there is a spiritual dimension to life that cannot be ignored. Your spirit is the core of who you are. It is the source of your strength, your hope, and your resilience. And when you are surviving alone, your spiritual foundation becomes even more important. Your spirit is what sustains you when everything else falls away. It is what gives you the courage to keep going when the road is difficult. It is what gives you hope when circumstances seem hopeless. And it is what gives you a sense of purpose and meaning in life, even in the midst of challenges. To strengthen your spiritual foundation, you must take time to nourish your soul. This may involve prayer, meditation, or other spiritual practices that connect you with a higher power or with your inner self. It may involve spending time in nature, reflecting on your purpose, or practicing gratitude for the blessings in your life. Spiritual strength is not about escaping from the world. It is about finding strength within yourself to face the world with courage and grace. It is about developing a sense of inner peace that is not dependent on external circumstances. When you have a strong spiritual foundation, you are able to remain calm in the midst of chaos, hopeful in the midst of uncertainty, and strong in the face of adversity. Strengthening your spiritual foundation also means developing a sense of trust in the journey. Life is full of ups and downs, of twists and turns that you cannot always predict or control. But when you trust that there is a purpose behind it all, that there is a plan greater than your own, you are able to navigate the challenges with faith and resilience. Trust the process. Trust that every challenge, every obstacle, and every setback is part of a larger plan for your growth and your success. When you trust the process, you are able to let go of fear and doubt, and you are able to embrace the journey with confidence and joy. Surviving alone also means knowing how to protect your space, your time, and your energy. Setting boundaries is crucial to maintaining your independence, your mental health, and your emotional well-being. Many people fail to survive alone, not because they lack the ability, but because they allow others to drain them of the energy they need to succeed. Boundaries are about respect for yourself and respect for others. When you set boundaries, you are communicating to the world that your time, your energy, and your well-being are valuable. You are protecting yourself from being overwhelmed, from being taken advantage of, and from being pulled in too many directions. Setting boundaries means learning to say no when necessary. You cannot be everything to everyone. You cannot please everyone. And if you try to, you will end up losing yourself in the process. When you are surviving alone, you must be clear about what you are willing to give and what you are not. You must prioritize your own needs, your own goals, and your own well-being. Emotional intelligence is a critical skill for surviving alone. It's not enough to be strong physically or mentally, you must also be strong emotionally. Emotional intelligence is the ability to recognize, understand, and manage your own emotions as well as the emotions of others. It's what allows you to navigate relationships even when you're on your own, and to maintain your emotional health in isolation. When you are alone, you are your own emotional support system. You don't have the constant feedback of others to reassure or comfort you. So you must learn to manage your feelings in a healthy and constructive way. This requires emotional awareness and self-regulation. Self-awareness is the foundation of emotional intelligence. It means being in tune with your emotions and understanding how they affect your thoughts, behavior, and decisions. It means recognizing when you are feeling stressed, angry, anxious, or sad, and understanding why you feel that way. When you are self-aware, you are better equipped to manage your emotions because you can address them before they spiral out of control. Self-regulation is the ability to control your emotional responses. It's not about suppressing your emotions, but about managing them in a way that is constructive. For example, if you are feeling frustrated, self-regulation allows you to take a step back, assess the situation, and respond in a calm and rational manner rather than reacting impulsively. In addition to managing your own emotions, emotional intelligence also involves empathy, the ability to understand and connect with the emotions of others. Even when you are surviving alone, empathy is important because it allows you to maintain healthy relationships and to navigate social interactions with sensitivity and compassion. To cultivate emotional intelligence, practice mindfulness. Pay attention to your emotions without judgment. Learn to recognize your emotional triggers and work on responding to them in a healthy way. And when interacting with others, strive to understand their emotions and perspectives, even if you don't agree with them. Emotional intelligence will not only help you survive alone, it will help you thrive in every aspect of life. Gratitude is a powerful tool for emotional resilience. When you are surviving alone, it's easy to become consumed by the challenges and difficulties you face. But gratitude shifts your focus from what you lack to what you have. It reminds you of the blessings in your life, no matter how small they may seem. Gratitude doesn't mean ignoring the difficulties or pretending that everything is perfect. It means acknowledging the good that exists alongside the challenges. It means choosing to focus on the positives, even in the midst of adversity. The power of gratitude lies in its ability to change your perspective. When you practice gratitude, you begin to see life not as something to endure, but as something to celebrate. You start to recognize the beauty in everyday moments, the warmth of the sun on your face, the sound of birds in the morning, the feeling of accomplishment after completing a difficult task. Gratitude helps you find joy in the journey, even when the road is tough. When you are alone, Practicing gratitude can be a lifeline. It keeps you grounded in the present and helps you maintain a positive outlook, even in difficult times. It reminds you that no matter what challenges you face, there is always something to be thankful for. And in that gratitude, you find the strength to keep going. To harness the power of gratitude, make it a daily practice. Take time each day to reflect on what you are grateful for. Write it down, speak it out loud, or simply think about it in your mind. Over time, you will find that gratitude becomes a natural part of your mindset, and it will help you stay positive and resilient, even when you are surviving alone. Surviving alone doesn't mean you have to cut yourself off from the world entirely. In fact, one of the most important aspects of thriving in solitude is building a strong support system. While you may not rely on others for your survival, having a network of people who support, encourage, and believe in you can make all the difference. A support system can come in many forms: friends, family, mentors, or even a community of like-minded individuals. These are the people who inspire you, who challenge you to grow, and who lift you up when you're feeling down. They are not there to rescue you or to solve your problems for you, but to offer encouragement and wisdom along the way. Building a support system requires effort and intention. You must be willing to invest in relationships, to give as much as you receive, and to be vulnerable at times. It's about surrounding yourself with people who share your values, who respect your independence, and who understand the journey you are on. While surviving alone requires self-reliance, having a support system can provide balance. It gives you a space to share your experiences, to seek advice, and to connect with others who are on a similar path. Remember, strength is not just about standing alone. It is also about knowing when to lean on others. To build a strong support system, start by identifying the people in your life who share your values and who genuinely care about your well-being. Invest time and energy in those relationships. Be intentional about maintaining regular communication, even if it's just a quick check-in or a word of encouragement. And don't be afraid to reach out for support when you need it. A strong support system can be a powerful source of strength, even when you are walking your path alone. Patience is a virtue that is essential for surviving alone. When you are on your own, progress can sometimes feel slow. You may not see immediate results from your efforts, and it can be tempting to become frustrated or discouraged. But those who survive alone understand that success takes time, and they are willing to be patient in the pursuit of their goals. Patience is not about waiting passively. It is about waiting with purpose. It is about understanding that every step, no matter how small, brings you closer to your goal. It is about trusting the process, even when it feels like nothing is happening. Patience allows you to stay focused on the long-term vision rather than becoming discouraged by short-term setbacks. In a world that often prioritizes instant gratification, cultivating patience can be challenging. But patience is a sign of strength. It shows that you are committed to your journey no matter how long it takes. It shows that you are willing to do the hard work, to put in the time and effort, and to trust that the results will come in due course. Patience also teaches you resilience. It helps you develop the mental and emotional fortitude to keep going, even when progress is slow. It helps you stay calm in the face of challenges, and it allows you to approach each day with a sense of purpose and determination. To cultivate patience, focus on the journey rather than the destination. Celebrate the small victories along the way, and remind yourself that progress, no matter how slow, is still progress. Trust that the effort you are putting in today will pay off in the future, and keep moving forward with patience and persistence.